everyone, to McFarland's Corner. I'm Mike McFarland, the Lake Fork Guide, owner of McFarland Fishing, and host of Lake Fork Rundowns. Just to let you know, this is the public rundown. This is a free rundown. I provide usually 2 videos per week, give you a little bit of update on the lake levels, conditions, and fishing for bass and crappie on the world famous Lake Fork. There's also a members only channel that you can upgrade and subscribe to that covers a whole lot more. We get a lot of detail in the members only channel, multiple other lakes from many other guides. In fact, I believe there's 5 other guides. We cover Ray Hubbard, Lavon, Possum Kingdom, O.H. Ivy, Palestine, Lake Athens, sometimes Lake Welch, and some other local lakes adjacent to the Lake Fork area. We cover a lot of other species. We cover the bass, of course, crappie, white bass and stripers and hybrids, even some catfish on Lake Tawakoni with Mr. Matt Cartwright. So if you're interested in more information than you get here from this free public report, look in the description below this video, click on members only link, and subscribe to the members only channel. Next, I want to give a big shout out to the headline sponsors, J. Hodge Chevrolet out of Sulphur Springs. If you need any maintenance, any service on your vehicle, or you're looking just to get a new vehicle, go see the guys at J. Hodge Chevrolet. Texas Insider Fishing Report and Florida Insider Fishing Report with world famous and world champion Captain Rick Murphy, Bree Gabrielle, which is Miss Florida when she was 19, and Mr. Dave Farrell in Dave's Corner. The Texas Insider Fishing Report is filmed live in studio in Florida. Once a week, we do a fishing report covering all of Texas, including the coast. The coast is broken up into 3 divisions, and the Texas is broken up into 3 divisions, upper, middle, lower. Same on the coast, upper, middle, lower for the state. Freshwater and saltwater fishing reports from about 6 awesome fishing guides. Be sure and watch the Texas Insider Fishing Report on Bally Sports and Southwest Sports, which is taking over the AT&T Sports.net. Every week, brand new show. Let's get to the report. I'm not gonna lie, the last few days on the lake, for me, the end of the week last week was tough. I talked to you on Thursday. I gave you a report on Thursday. Friday, Saturday was pretty tough. If you weren't looking at them, meaning sight fish, there just wasn't much of a bite to find. You had to be looking at them. There was sight fish all over the place, and they were skittish. So it required patience, extreme patience, and skill. The skill set to be able to pitch the bait into some of the really tight areas and the difficultness of being able to land that bait without making a splash. The level that the fish was at was so spooky and been so fished for. Of course, there was 1,750 entries in the Mega Bass Tournament. It went well. The Mega Bass Tournament ended up having 3 over the slot, a 7-pounder and 2 9-pounders. I think a 9.8 approximately, 9.5 pound bass won the $15,000 for the hour and then took home the ZX 200 boat. Overall, better event than last year. Last year there was only 1 overcaught. This year there was 3. A better event, but still very tough fishing. So all in all, there's a percentage of bass that have spawned on Lake Fork, and you can see the fry and the male guarding the fry. But there's a big wave moving into spawn right now as we speak. And over the next 2 weeks, there will be a lot of spawning fish and kind of the tail end of the major spring spawn on Lake Fork. So get out there, look for your bedfish. The challenge you're going to have is this. When we talked last Thursday, it was 403.04. Today it's 402.90. I'm sorry, yesterday 402.90. Just a little below full pool. Today 402.85. But right now it is thundering, booming, and raining outside. Had to cancel today. Didn't want to fish in the storms and the dangerous lightning. And I guarantee that by tonight, the lake will be back on the rise. Here's the deal. when we go up and down and up and down and up and down in lake level, it messes the fish up quite a bit. When they're rising, they rise. When it's falling, they get goofy. They want to go into the shallow waters. They want to go back into stuff to spawn, but the water's pulling out on them, and they feel that, so they get skittish. They get weird. Your best bet's just to go slow. If the water's rising, you're going to find more of a reaction bite. If the water's falling, you're going to need to be more of your soft plastics and going slow. With the exception of that, they're starting to have some post-spawn fish. I saw a lot of fry last week, and you can target those fish in a different way. Once those females are done spawning, they'll pull back offshore. They start chasing the shad spawn, which I'm seeing some signs of shad spawn. You might hear that little bit of rumble right there. This is a 300 square foot studio, pretty much soundproof studio, except for the doors. And for you to hear, or me to even hear that thunder and that rain means it's heavy right now. It's hitting hard. Again, soundproofed, sealed tight, heated AC, acclimated. This is a really, really cool studio. I shouldn't even be hearing much of that at all. It's extreme. I hope nobody's on the water right now. They don't belong out there. But anyways, the post-spawn fish will start eating more. So you should see some shad spawn where you can throw chatterbaits, spinnerbaits, square bills, maybe some topwaters on the right day. Just kind of mix it up a little bit if you're fishing this week. Again, by tomorrow, the lake's going to be on the rise. The other thing that happened last week that was brutal, and is still happening from what the weatherman says this week, and that is high winds. We had some brutal, brutal winds last week. It blew from the north on Monday to south on Tuesday, the west on Wednesday, east on Thursday, and then south and south on Friday and Saturday. Today it's blowing 15 to 25 out of the northwest. It's unbelievable one way, the next way. And so this is doing several things. Number one, it makes boating rough. Stirs up the water. About the time the water starts to settle, it gets blown the other way and stirs up the water. We can't see as well. So keep that in mind the next couple of days. Again, flooding conditions, I guarantee when you see me on, this is last week, but when I put in the next 2 days the lake level, it's going to be on the rise. We're going to come back up. Wednesday, Thursday, the lake's going to be shooting back up again. They'll open gates to drop the water, and we'll go right back into that Texas two-step. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. The best thing that could be this time of year is be about 3 feet low. And then when we get a 4, 5, 6 inch rise, nothing happens. And it rises another couple inches, and it rises another couple inches, and then everything's stable, 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 stable. We're unfortunately at full pool in February, so all of this spring rain gets dumped by SRP, and or SRA, I mean, and it makes for very erratic fishing. Know that. A lot of guys are struggling. Here's the cool thing. A lot of big fish, though, still have to spawn. The last couple of days, I ran into a guy this morning that caught some really big fish, full of eggs, still full of eggs, roaming, cruising. They have not spawned yet. So we're right in the middle of it for what that's worth. Thursday, I'll be back to give you a little more detailed report. Again, be looking for sinkos and top waters, frogs, swim jigs, your typical kind of stuff that you would expect in the spring. Cover lots of water. Be patient. I'm going to give you the crappie report. That's been off the chain. Jackie Wiggins, guide Jackie Wiggins. He says the crappie fishing has been great this past week. Despite all the winds and everything, they still have a lot of pre-spawn fish, some fish actively spawning, and some already post-spawn, very similar to the bass. You can find fish from a few feet of water all the way out to 30 feet of water. All the crappie on Lake Fork do not go shallow to spawn. They catch fish in 18 to 20 feet of water that actually spawn on the timber. So meaning that they're in 18 feet of water, 18 to 20, the trees come up to the surface, so they're spawning on the timber in those trees. You can also find some fish on brush piles, laydowns, bridges, docks, etc. It's a very versatile time of year to catch crappie on lots of different patterns. Minnows will work great right now, but crappie baits will catch fish too. A lot of guys just like to use minnows this time of year. It makes it easy. And some guys don't like to use a lot of minnows, so hand-tied jigs, soft plastics, that's what Jackie's saying. Try those first sometimes if you want to be real sporty. And if not, then go to the minnows. Jackie's giving us a catfish report this time. The catfishing is excellent right now on Lake Fork, around the timber in 12 to 20 feet of water. You're still seeing lots of fish around the roosting trees. That's the blackbirds that roost, those cormorants that roost. A lot of times, if you'll just use some sour maize or cattle cube and bait those areas up, it'll hold the fish in there longer. And then just use the pre-prepared catfish bait or cut shad, little cork, bobber type of deal, and you should be able to clean up and fill your limits of catfish. All right, remember, if you want more details, you want information on multiple other lakes, sometimes Lake Fork's pretty tight mouthed and you can go elsewhere, especially in the local area. Subscribe to my members only channel. It's real simple. One more reminder, look in the description below the video, click on members link. Other than that, big shout out again to Jayhawk Chevrolet, Texas Insider Fishing Report, Skeeter Bass Boats, Diamond Sports Marine, Yamaha Engines, best engine on the market, Abu Garcia, Berkeley, Power Pole, Bass Assassin, Bajío Sunglasses, Tightlines UV, Lake Fork Trophy Lures, Impact Lures, Santone Lures, Real Time Rods Magic Reaction, Lake Fork Marina, Go Fish Lures, Steve's Custom Prop Shop, The Original Rod Socks, Sign Shop, Burning Stunt Lodge, Lake Fork Resort, Murphy's Law Sport Fishing out of Florida, Jamie's Restaurant in Lake Fork Marina, Oh My the Pie, Tackle Co-op. Tackle Co-op is really kicking now. It's up and running. Check it out. TackleCoop.com. Jamie's Jacked Up Designs. And then one last thing I want to let you know about. Tackle Co-op is going to start hosting a tournament with using a Facebook, basically celebrity or a Facebook forgot what they call them. Let me take a look here. Pull this up. Basically a Facebook fame person. They're bringing them out to do a little tournament, and they're calling this tournament the Unfair Advantage. What that unfair advantage is that this Facebook celebrity is coming out to fish. You're going to fish against them, her or him. In some cases, they don't even know how to fish that well. So that's where the unfair advantage is. Is number one, whoever the celebrity is gets to weigh their best slot fish. Just one. You do not. Okay, you have to catch an under. So realistically, the only way you can win is if this celebrity or Facebook promoter doesn't catch a fish. The Facebook promoter is actually going to be with a guide. But here's the cool part. There is so many giveaways, and really it's just to make fun on the lake. But it's called the Unfair Advantage. Tackle Co-op hosting the Unfair Advantage with basically a Facebook social media celebrity. There'll be several of those coming in and a whole bunch more to go in the future. Check it out. Look on the DFW Reports website, or just look it up on TackleCoop.com. You can see it there. I appreciate you guys watching. Hit the like button. Comment below if you have anything to say. I'll see you on Thursday with a little more information about Lake Fork.